Station Sports and Talk. We are back another Monday, another week of shows here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk again. It is the Bethany Broncos Coaches Show back at Smoothie King down here on Southwest 3rd. We're getting women's basketball back on the show again today following the conclusion of the Duncan tournament that we had. The Southern Oklahoma Invitational was called. We're going to get their thoughts on that, kind of go over how the tournament went, give you the results. Some of the players got awards, which we're all going to get into later today, or tonight, I should say, at this point. But Luke Young, John Hickman with you. We're live again from Smoothie King. The food is once again provided by Taco Bueno. Taco Bueno 7104 Northwest Expressway, back north of here. Smoothie King's address officially is 5921 Southwest 3rd Street. And I can never remember that for some reason. I can only remember the Southwest 3rd Street. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're in a good spot. They've actually remodeled here at Smoothie King. It looks beautiful. They got Christmas decor up, and the place is hopping, sort of.
Hopping. I like it.
It's hopping that there's some people here, but it looks really, really good. And hi, people on the camera. You can see some of our workers maybe in the back. Michaela, she's got the blue hoodie on. She made my angel food. There's the straw. It's so good. Which, by the way, you need to be on Facebook Live to be able to see that. If you're listening on the gospelstation.com Sports and Talk, you can go to our Facebook page and search Gospel Station Sports and Talk. You'll find us, and you can watch the show. You can see Luke. No, you can't even see Luke. Luke, get your hair. There he is. He's in the picture now. But is it too much of a spoiler to say the champs are in the building?
No, I don't think so, because I think everybody was keeping up with the games on GSN Sports and Talk or YouTube.
Well, I could be talking about the guys, or I could be talking about the girls. So there is a little bit of a mystery there when I say the champs are in the building.
That's true, but either way, yes, champions. And again, we're going to go through every game, kind of recap how this happened, how we got to this spot. But super proud of both teams, both the women's and the men's. And, of course, the JV girls who were competing in that tournament as well.
So, yeah, 7th place.
Yeah, they beat the hosting Duncan Demons
right,
that last one.
Right,
that was pretty cool.
Which we had the conversation. I mean, God bless Duncan, but I don't know if I'd want to be a demon. I just don't know if I could stay in school and be a demon. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I mean, it's a pretty tough mascot. It's pretty good, Nick.
I don't know. I just don't want to be referred to as a demon. I mean, this is the gospelstation.com.
I know. For us, it's out of character, I guess. But
right.
I don't know. If you're a 18-year-old high school kid, whatever, you might like being called the demons. That's pretty metal, right? That's pretty metal.
It is. And if you want to be called a demon, you probably are one.
That's off the record. We didn't catch that live.
We love Duncan. We have some sponsors in Duncan, sort of. I mean, at least for the tournament, right?
Hey, so we did, yeah.
We give a shout out to all those people.
Absolutely. I was down there staying at the Sure Stay by Best Western. And I mean, that was great trip, dude. I mean, I loved it down there. That was awesome.
But what could you be? I mean, you can't. I mean, I felt like the best solution would be the Duncan Dogs, like DAWGS. Like,
right.
You can't be the Duncan Donuts. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But
that's copyright infringement.
That's probably the spelling different, but there's not a lot of if you're going with the alliteration, Duncan. Yeah, dwarfs. That's probably not very intimidating.
So we went from demons to dwarves.
No, I'm sticking with dogs.
Is it a fantasy theme, or what do we have?
I'm sticking with dogs.
The Duncan Demolishers.
Okay, destroyers.
Destroyers.
Yeah, that actually kind of rhymes and goes. Yeah,
I like that. That'd be good for football. You could do like
the destroyers.
Heavy machinery equipment, destroyers.
Yeah, or like an aircraft battleship.
Yeah,
situation.
Yeah. That's literally, I forgot they have boats called destroyers.
That's right. We are changing the town of Duncan as we speak.
The Duncan Decepticons. All right.
Wow, you went there.
All right. So it might be better than dwarves. I'm just saying.
No, I don't know. Dwarves has the step up of the Decepticons.
All right. So the food today is brought to us by Taco Bueno. Hey, get this. Tamales are back at Taco Bueno. You can get them in chicken and pork. There's a 3-pack for $6.99 and a combo platter for $9.99. Of course, they've always got the cheesecake chimneys, raspberry and chocolate dipping sauces, which I got to get one of those sometimes.
Yeah.
But get this. I finally got a picture of it. The exclusive Oklahoma Thunder souvenir cup that they give out.
Very, very cool. There should be a Larry O'Brien trophy on there somewhere. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Hey, I like it. Hey, shout out Coach Eric Saylor liking the live video. All right. So let's talk basketball. That's what we're here to do.
Yes.
We've mentioned so much around basketball. We haven't actually talked about the game. So
yeah,
both teams champions of it. The women's beat Elgin. The men's beat Mount St. Mary's. And
Both had to come from behind to win their respective games as well. The guys in overtime with a great play by Coach Holiday to get the three right before time expired in regulation and then pulled away in overtime. And then the girls down in the third quarter, able to fight through some adversity there, come back and win the game kind of comfortably. Had to really ice the game with free throws late as Elgin was fouling to kind of extend the game and stop the clock. But we were hitting our free throws pretty well, and we were able to win that. I don't know if Coach would say comfortably, but enough where there wasn't too much sweat involved.
well, we knew they would have a tough matchup with Elgin, right? The Elgin Owls are pretty good in a lot of sports. Looking at everybody that was in that tournament.
What a heartbreaker for Elgin. I mean,
Yeah,
that
no
day
kidding.
was they lost a couple championship games if you look at it that way.
That's actually true. They lost the women's basketball. They lost the football state championship that day.
Yeah.
I hadn't even realized that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
tough day to be an Owl.
Tough day.
It might have been a better day to be a Demon.
Maybe it was definitely a good day to be a Bronco
That's
or
right.
to be a tough Tiger.
Mostly a Bronco though, because we had two championships won, albeit not a state championship, but the Southern Invitational.
So the teams Bethany ran through in that tournament, Clinton, Cash, and Elgin en route to that championship 3-0. The JV team, I believe, played Eisenhower, Lawton, and Duncan to earn their 7th place. And how cool is it that the JV team gets to come in and join this varsity tournament?
Great experience for them. I mean, it was mostly freshmen on the team, and then one Unk, they called her. I think she'll be here. Maybe we'll get to talk to her tonight. But so
You
yeah,
gotta call her that when she.
yeah, Unk. That's what I heard. Everyone just kind of calling her Unk. I heard Coach Saylor yell it from the sidelines one time as she was shooting free throws. Said, "Way to go, Unk," or something like that. Yeah.
Well, as you mentioned, those first two games against Clinton and Cash were won relatively easily. I think it was a 50-point win in both of them, I think, maybe a little bit over. If I remember correctly, Allie Lynn had 26 in that opening round.
Whoa.
And then in the second round, Camber Gear would come back and have a 20-plus point night of her own. And I think she did it again versus Elgin. Like they had some great both individual and team performances throughout this tournament.
Yeah, tell the awards that went to Cameron Regier and some of our other girls.
Actually, I took a picture of those so I wouldn't get them wrong. So let me put those up real quick.
Yeah, pretty special. And that championship game, Regier was just killing it in the post, just kind of cutting to the block, getting her shot up. I think she was close to double-digit rebounds. I'm not sure, but she had a fantastic tournament, but specifically championship game.
Yeah, so they gave out tournament MVP, if I remember correctly. Then I'm trying to find the post or the picture I took real quick, so bear with me a second.
And listen, I tried to stall enough for you. I mean, I was giving you time.
Well, I thought I took a picture of it. Now I can't remember where I took the picture up. So I don't know if that's on Twitter or on Facebook or where I put that, but I'm looking for it.
Well, you got to save your picks.
I did normally I screenshot everything. All right, I think I found it. So here it is, women's. All tournament team, Allie Lynn, Madison McNutt. Tournament MVP, Cameron Regier. That was the end for them after the big team photo at the end. For the men's, all tournament team was Breck Brady and Dempsey Neal. Tournament MVP was Denton Jaggers.
Yeah, awesome.
There you go.
Kudos to all the Broncos. Great team success and great individual success there, recognized at the end.
Absolutely. And as we get the players and Coach Saylor on here later, we're going to pick their brains about, where this sets us up coming back home for the next couple of games.
It's a busy week, Luke. I mean, there's 3 games this week for our Lady Broncos starting tomorrow at home.
Yeah. I've got a sports show coming up before that one tomorrow. I might ask the guys I'm getting on that with what their predictions are. It's home versus Woodward, tip at 6:30 for the women's. Then Southwest Covenant later on this week, same 6:30 tip.
That's Thursday, right?
Yes, and Harding Charter is on Friday. That's the last game of the week.
They're getting a lot of games in here before break.
Yeah, then we're on break.
It's finals. Shouldn't these kids be studying or something? I mean, what are they playing basketball for?
I'm not trying to say athletics are more important, okay, but I'm saying
You better not.
I'm saying there are a couple college athletes that might have asked the question why they have to study if they're going to school to play football or something. I'm just saying. The question has been asked before.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these players are already super smart, so they're probably they pre-studied for the finals. They're good to go, or they're already exempt because their grades are so good, behavior's so good. So they've got it taken care of, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Well, we're coming up on our first commercial break. A couple more players just.
I will say, even some of them are smart, but they're not prompt. They don't get here on time.
They're not punctual.
Yeah.
Shots fired. First segment of the Coaches Show. All right, we're live with 3 more segments coming by here. Maybe 2 more if we go, 30 minutes each. I'm not really sure, but we're live from Smoothie King down here on Southwest 3rd. Thanks so much to Smoothie King. Call 405-603-6992 to get a hold of the restaurant. They're open until 9 p.m. tonight, all the way till Friday. Use the app. Go on the website. They've got great smoothies up there. You've got the angel food again, which I know is your favorite.
It is. It's the best one. A lot of them are so good, but I love the angel food. Angel. There's no demon food here. It's angel food. That's what you want.
I'm not sure if demon food would taste quite right.
I know. That's what they serve in Dunkin'.
We're going to break. We gotta get these kids on. What are we doing here? We're sending it back to the studio. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Come see us down at Smoothie King. We have 2 amazing locations to serve you. 5914 Southeast 15th Street in Midwest City and 5921 Southwest 3rd Street, located right in the heart of Oklahoma City. Folks, we have the awesome Dude Perfect smoothie. We have wonderful enhancements to get you ready for your workout. Rule the day. Smoothie King is your one-stop shop for delicious smoothie action. Come see us at Smoothie King.
Name brands and more for less at Victory Mattress Outlet. Welcome to Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City. Family-owned and operated Victory Mattress Outlet has options for every budget, like quality 10-inch beds to high-end luxury mattresses fit for a king. You're the winner here. Shop pillows, protectors, bedroom sets, and more. And remember, the friendly people at Victory Mattress Outlet can help deliver, assemble, and set up your mattresses and furniture. Call 405-510-6988 and never pay retail price for top brands again. Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway, 405-510-6988. That's 405-510-6988. Victory Mattress Outlet, where your best night's sleep costs less.
We are Integrity Heating, Air, and Plumbing, in business for over 40 years. We've provided top-notch service for every company and residential home in the area. Let's take a look inside and let you meet some people.
Hey, Blaine. Good morning. Here we have a part of our call center. This is Tina. That's Gabby. That's our general manager, BJ. Our office hours are from 7:30 to 7:30, Monday through Friday. And we do heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Give us a call. We always have specials. Our number one priority is your family, constant comfort, and convenience. We offer 24-hour service.
And in order for us to do that, we fully stock everything here at our warehouse, whether it's commercial or residential. We offer plumbing, heating and air, and electrical full services. All of our guys are licensed, we're bonded and insured.
Here at Integrity, we offer senior discounts, military discounts, and public service discounts.
You worked hard for us, so let us work hard for you.
Yeah, go Broncos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back right here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. It is the Bethany Broncos Coaches Show, but now it's more accurately called the Coaches and Players Show because we have some of women's basketball sitting down with us for this next segment. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself for the people.
I'm Allie Lynn. And I'm Emma Saylor.
Did you ask that kind of like a question? Were you nervous to answer that one?
I'm Emma Saylor.
Are we sure about that?
Man, should we ask your dad? Is this Emma Saylor?
All right, we are off to a great start with this
really
show.
Tell Allie's a pro. She's been here today. She's right off the bat, and then old Saylor steps up.
No. All right, we'll give them a second to settle down when we ask our question.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Sorry. No, it's good. It's good. It's a big day. You know, we're celebrating a championship, but maybe we should not bury the lead here. Allie, big thing happened to you today. Tell the world.
I got my driver's license.
Did you see the look around? I mean, there's some weird vibes going on right now.
You think they're being interviewed like live on air or something right now?
Yeah. Hi, congrats on getting your driver's license. That's a great accomplishment. Now, is today your birthday or?
No, actually, my birthday was in August.
Okay.
I got it late.
We're kind of a couple months away from August.
Yeah, it's fine.
That doesn't mean you failed several times or anything, right? You just delayed taking the test.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations. You didn't drive here though, right?
No.
All right. You want to give a shout out to anyone that maybe did drive you?
My dad. He drove me here.
Okay, great.
All right, so I've got a question. So what's the car we're going for? Like, what's the dream car? Like super lifted,
Lifted.
giant truck, or are we thinking sedan, or what's the dream?
I kind of just like the Ford Broncos.
Fitting.
Now I think is that Regier that drives a Bronco on this?
No, Reese.
Is it Reese? And is it that
Baby
powder blue, baby
yes.
blue? Yeah. So is that kind of the Bronco you're talking about?
Yes.
What color would you go with?
Pink.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I like it. You even know the cars they're driving. I'm slacking.
It's kind of well, that made me just seem like a stalker. Then when you said it out loud, that was kind of. I'm
Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
I live by the school, and Regier's a terrible driver. No, Reese is a terrible driver. That's right.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
Just trying to save my own skin and throw someone under the bus.
Well, speaking of trips and driving around, as we open this up, tell us a little bit just about the trip down there. Generally, the bus ride, staying down there in Duncan. What was it like for y'all?
It was a long bus ride, for sure. Yeah, it was a struggle to get up so early every morning and head down there every day, but it was worth it because we won. So,
What time did that end up being that y'all had to get up?
we had to be there at the gym opened at 6:30, and we had shoot around at 6:45. So
That's early.
Well, in your championship game too, which of course you made it to that game, was going to be later in the evening, but it got moved up because Elgin was in the football team was in the state championship game, so they wanted to play early so that their players could have time to get there. A 10 o'clock championship game after a long week, do you think that impacted the game at all? Just that it's 10 a.m. in the morning, you've been getting up and being at the gym at 6:45 a.m. the last few days?
I think it did because the JV played before us whenever we went down there so early, so the varsity kind of had time to watch and settle in, and so whenever we first got there, we just kind of had to get ready and go play, and so the first half was a little bit iffy, but we picked it up. So
yeah, so Thursday, Friday, even though you would play a little bit later than the JV, you still getting to the gym early, getting down there, taking the trip from Bethany to Duncan, and then Saturday you play at 10, you win the championship. Emma, this missing school Thursday, Friday, and then you got finals this week. Obviously, you guys are student athletes. What is that? Is that still fun for you, or does that add a little extra pressure with all the school stuff going on?
It really is a lot of fun, but it ends up adding up a lot, especially if you're in AP classes. Then it just is a lot, but that's okay.
Yeah. So, would you happen to be in some AP classes?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You've got some educators in your family, right?
I do.
Yeah, and so I imagine that's pretty important. This week is finals. You're here with us, and then you got games. So there's so much going on. How do you handle the pressure? How do you handle both, knowing that hey, these classes grades are important, but also I love playing basketball. We want to do well.
I think it's just having a good separation in between the two, school, and then you have school first, and then you can go have fun at basketball and play basketball. So, yeah.
Allie, how do you handle it?
Well, throughout the day, it's kind of a struggle, but typically my downtime, I keep myself in my room, and that's whenever I do a lot of my homework and stuff, because during the day, a lot of my stuff gets pushed back with all the tournaments and stuff, and so I have to kind of take it one thing at a time. And so a lot of it, I have to make sure to do time management well, especially with my homework and stuff.
Was it a lot of homework on the road, maybe a laptop or notebooks with you?
I didn't do any homework on the road.
Well, that was my follow-up. Was this the escape from the homework?
Yes, it was.
That's great time management, as she mentioned. She really works hard on that to make sure that she maximizes her time. And that bus ride, an hour and a half or more, it was a.
That's where I had to pick up on my sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get that.
The bus ride, as Luke kind of mentioned to start, kind of what that was about and stuff. But tournaments are real team building. What are some of the things that maybe happened that kind of bonded the team together?
The locker room.
Okay, give us a little bit.
It was a very interesting locker room. It had a weight room in it.
Yeah.
It was very big, a lot bigger than our locker room is. So just had fun in there. And there was a dance studio up the top. Oh yeah.
Dance?
Some of our girls got in trouble for going up there.
I
don't know who it was.
sure.
The freshman.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
Throw them, yeah, sure.
Just say underclassmen and be done with it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Wait, so they had a dance studio and they got upset with y'all for going and dancing in the dance studio?
I don't know. What were they doing up there?
I don't know. They were singing and moving around, and they were making a bunch of noise, and so.
They are kind of, I mean, the freshmen are troublemakers. I mean, we can be real with that. So we know that. We are with some juniors tonight, by the way. So who on the team is going to be the first to kind of, if there's maybe even a tense situation or someone needs to break the ice and kind of lighten it up, who's the go-to player that's going to kind of lighten up the locker room and have some fun, joke around?
I don't know.
On radio, silence isn't good, by the way, but they're watching you. We are still streaming video as well,
John,
which is
you're
it's still
stressing
fine.
them out, man. You're stressing
I
them
love
out.
it. I love it.
I have an answer. I'd probably say Macy Bibbs.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say
Macy.
Yeah.
She seems
Yeah.
to be the quiet one. Avery seems like she would be even the loud one. Macy's the one?
They're all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all,
that's
all
true.
three of them.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who's the one that's going to be like Mama Bear and say, y'all quit joking around. Let's get locked in.
Madison McNutt.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The senior makes sense. Okay. All right.
So speaking of different players around, a lot of different players actually got awards in this tournament. All tournament team, and McNutt also got all tournament team, and Regier was tournament MVP. So tell us a little bit about kind of following that championship game, that ceremony, being down there on the court, getting the trophy, the pictures, and celebrating it.
It felt nice, especially knowing that we went through it like winning each game, especially after that loss after Kingfisher. We really needed to win out, and so it really felt good getting those and kind of getting that confidence back.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the tournament specifically. First two games, kind of blowouts. You're overmatched your opponent on paper and on the court. You played well. Then that third game, third quarter, you're down. What was the vibe like? Was there any kind of, hey, this is like we haven't the adversity that we faced in Kingfisher, we didn't come through and we lost the game. But how did you overcome this? Like, we're down, let's go win this thing and come back and win.
Well, whenever we went back to the locker room during halftime, we kind of discussed on our like missed shots inside, and we really tried to figure out how to get back on our feet, really. And with all the turnovers and stuff, we were really trying to limit our turnovers, and so that was kind of the main thing, was to limit turnovers, get stops, and go on a 6-0 run, and we did that, and that kind of like brought the mood back up and kind of got us started for the third quarter.
That's good, man. Emma, what did Coach Saylor say at halftime that kind of rallied the troops?
He just talked about fixing our errors that we were having, and talked about turnovers and just fixing those, and sharing the ball a lot.
So when you win this tournament, what do you get? Is there a trophy? Is there what do you get? What do you get for winning the Oklahoma Southern Invitational or Southern Oklahoma Invitational?
It was like a plaque trophy thing. I don't. What was it? It was it was an Oklahoma shape on it. Yeah, I don't really know what it was actually.
Okay, not you didn't really care about it, huh?
No, I did. That's not what I'm saying. I just didn't really know. I don't know if that's considered a plaque or a trophy.
Yeah, it's a trophy plaque. That makes sense.
I would have considered it a trophy.
What about for all tournament team?
I got a medal.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Where did the medal go?
With the rest of my medals.
Ooh.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. A whole room full of medals? Is that what we're saying? Like, you
Good.
have a room at the house dedicated to medals.
Yeah.
Wow. How many are in that room, Allie?
Like
6,
67,
7?
yeah.
Gosh, I know y'all too well. I beat her to the punch. I knew it was coming. Yeah, that's sad. All right, Luke, I'm done.
You so obviously have children. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the full court press, I wanted to ask y'all about this. Y'all ran it all tournament long. It was working to a lot of success. Getting ready for that tournament to implement that, what was it like? What was the idea behind it? What were you really trying to force? Was it turnovers? Was it running down the shot? Well, game clock, technically no shot clock yet, but tell us a little bit about implementing the press.
Well, we kind of changed up our press a little bit with the back people and the middle people, but the back person kind of just has to stay back, especially with the Elgin. Their post was kind of our main threat.
Concern.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we kind of had to adjust to that. And so the people at the top are really just trying to force it to the sideline and make them reverse it so you can get those turnovers and you have the quick layups.
Fast break offense, like off of
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that their center seemed to be a big part of the game plan because once she fouled out, that's
Yeah.
kind of when y'all went on the run. Was bringing her foul numbers up also something that was part of the game plan? Was that something y'all hunted?
Yes. Yes, it was.
We've got a kind of a new look team. We lost a couple big time ball dominant players in Keziah and Don Lee. So this team's kind of forming a new identity. Emma, I want to start with you, and then Allie. What would you say is the identity of this version, this year's Lady Broncos?
I don't know. It's just more like being a good basketball player for each person, but also knowing your role on the team.
Okay.
Whether it's just on the bench and you're cheering, or whether it's coming off the bench, or you're starting and you just got to bring the energy to the team. And just knowing that is important to the chemistry on this team.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I would agree. And I feel like this year we kind of have to work a lot more as a team because a lot last year we relied on Katen and Keziah whenever things kind of got like choppy. But this year I feel like we really have to work as a team to get those. And we have good chemistry, so I feel like it works out well for us. We're all really good friends. So I just feel like working as a team and playing for each other and with each other and not as individuals.
Yeah, Allie, as a sophomore, you did really well last year. Kind of, I think, grew into a very important role. Great and one finisher, getting into the lane, taking a lot of contact, getting to the free throw line. This year, what do you want to see where your game to evolve to?
Well, first I'd like to start with maybe making more free throws. Because I struggled with that in the last game. But also handling the ball better. And being able to bring it up without getting panicked. And because I can go from the three-point line into the lane, but going from coast to coast is a little bit more difficult for me. So handling the ball while coming off of like a rebound or just bringing the ball up.
Yeah. Emma, I've seen your role increase this year. You kind of talked about knowing your role. What would you say your role is currently on this version of this team?
Just being a sub and getting good minutes in it, and just letting the other girls rest and having those minutes be good, I guess.
You want those minutes to be good minutes. That's right.
Yes.
I was going to say that she brings really good energy to the team. I feel like she's really uplifting whenever things get like bad.
Yeah.
I feel like she really helps like bring the mood up with it. And she has really good energy when she's on the bench and when she's on the floor. And I don't feel like you're giving yourself enough credit for
That's
that.
good.
So I felt like I should say it.
That's
you.
good.
Thank you.
We just had a moment, Luke.
Team chemistry right there.
Love it. That's really good. That's just special. Started off so rocky, but now here we are.
Right.
This personal growth, yeah. Emma, there were a couple of times on the floor, and I mean, pretty much everybody got to see the floor up and down the lineup. There were a couple of times when all the starters were on the bench getting their rest. Did you find yourself kind of naturally slotting into that vocal leader on the court role, even down from the post?
Yeah, especially on defense, I think I communicate with the team just because just letting them know where everyone is important, I guess, since our other leaders aren't on the court. So I feel like I need to take the lead on that. So, yeah.
And that's in both the set defense and the press?
Yes. Correct.
Well, Emma, we've already talked to your father about this last show, and obviously you're in a unique position where your father is the coach, and I'm sure there's times where it's like, hey, I want him just to be my coach or just to be my dad. Just kind of describe maybe for us as a listener, kind of just the tension you feel or the joy or the good and the bad of that being the situation you're in.
I don't really know. It's just like there's a good bond in between us, and I really like being on basketball and him being my coach just because we spend so much time together, I guess. But sometimes no, I guess. But if he's mad at me.
Yeah, it's no fun then, right? Is he a nicer dad or coach?
No pressure to answer that one.
The pause was beautiful.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Well, I'll say dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
That's probably the right answer.
Yeah, I
mean,
would think
that's
so.
the one,
I
yeah.
think that's the way you go with that.
My dad was a coach. I'd say that's the right answer.
Mhm. Yeah, I've coached both my kids. It's a weird role for sure, but it's fun that you get to spend extra time with your father. You know, a lot of kids don't get time with their parents, whether it's mom or dad or both, and they spend more time with their coach, and so you kind of get to have that, and that's a beautiful thing. So it's really good.
All right. So now that the tournament's over, we've got 2 more this year, not counting playoffs, obviously, but it's not till January. We're going to have a big break. So coming into these home games, what are y'all's feelings approaching these next 3, the opponents you've got, what the energy is going to have to be like? Tell us a little bit about your now upcoming preparation for those.
I think our energy has to be very high since we're all really tired, I guess. Since we're just like starting basketball season and we haven't really got a break yet. But I think our energy just needs to be high to continue a success throughout the program, I guess.
I would agree. And I think getting these next 3 kind of under our belt would be good, especially going into break with this long 2 weeks that we had behind us. I think it'd be good to have this break, but obviously continue to work on the things we need to work on to get ready for the next game, which is in January, the 6th. Is that the next game?
So
January
Sounds
6th.
about right. Let me look real quick. I've got it on my
What do you know about Woodward?
Blanchard. I think that I was actually just looking at their schedule, like who they've played so far. And by the scores and stuff, it doesn't look like they're a bad opponent, so it'll definitely be a game we need to show up for sure.
Is that something you found yourself doing a lot? Kind of that scouting, we'll call it?
Yes, I do that quite often when I'm not doing homework.
Yeah, that time management comes into play.
Yeah.
Now, are you able to like watch any film or on Huddle or highlights or any of those types of things?
Yeah, we have it up there.
Have you been able to watch any of Woodward?
I have not gotten to it yet.
Okay. So as you guys, obviously this is tomorrow, home crowd. It's good. A lot of games here to start the season at home, which probably means there's more road games coming up in the new year. But as we maximize this home game, what do you think that you can control that needs to happen tomorrow night to get the win?
I really think we need to focus on rebounding for sure, offensive and defensive, and finishing around the rim, like those close, easy shots. Those are really big for us, and sometimes those don't really fall for us. So that's what I think.
like she said, blocking out and getting a rebound, and communicating, I guess, on both sides of the court, and just, yeah.
That's good.
Sorry.
Luke, before I'm almost done here. Allie, your tournament game, what'd you have in that first game? 20-something?
26.
26. I mean, you were playing really well. You talked about maybe struggling from the free throw line. I feel like your 3-point shot's gotten better this year. We have some good shooters on the team. Who's the best 3-point shooter? I'll start with you, and then Emma, you'll answer next.
I'd say Madison McNutt.
I agree.
All right, give me second.
The second best shooter,
From 3.
Reese Harris.
I agree too.
Okay, let's see if you can defer anywhere. How about third?
Third best shooter,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan McNutt.
Oh, senior freshman.
Mm.
What's the word?
Don't agree.
You can. That's fine if you think she's on the right track.
I think I'll say yeah.
Okay, fourth best shooter.
All right.
It would not be good to have on a debate show.
I'm wondering when Allie's going to put herself.
McKenna Calderon.
Okay, we're going to disagree here.
I
I
was, just,
saw her face.
I was just about to say McKenna.
Oh, never mind. All right, Allie, I put you up there. You're having a great season shooting. And Emma, we got to see more threes from you. By the way, Cameron can shoot. Who else? I mean, Izzy Hickman. So, throwing out anyone.
No, I'm here for it. Go ahead.
I think I've got my top 5 already.
She knocked down that one shot that was banked in off the glass.
Yeah, it was a layup.
Dude.
But yeah, I mean, that's about as far as she's got on
Hey,
range
but-
right now.
Hey, it had some crazy athleticism. I'll give the credit where it's due.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, well, we've got about 4 more minutes here, so I think just my last question to you guys is, what are the Christmas plans?
Rest.
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Rest. Lay in my pajamas. Watch some film.
It's good.
Sure,
Plan.
sure. Come over,
serious.
you're not watching
I'm
film.
serious.
You mean films like
Yeah, she means
I mean,
like
cinema.
Elf?
I didn't say which films.
You're going to be using that license. You're going to be driving around. You're going to go to the Yukon Lights, maybe even the Chickasha since you got your license.
I'm not going down there.
You see her face.
I did.
All right, since you said we have a little time, I ask this and then I will be done. Give me your game day lock in. Like, what is there a routine or does it vary? It's game day. What are you doing?
I don't have a routine.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
I have a specific lunch I eat.
Okay.
I get the Chick-fil-A wrap, the cool wrap
Mhm.
from Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
And then I get a
Wait,
sweet
do you
tea.
get that Chick-fil-A cool wrap from Cane's? Wait, bro.
And then I since the Clinton game, I've gotten my hair braided the same, so we're just gonna keep it like that.
What about your shoes? Did we switch that up?
No.
Okay, still that.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm a little confused though. Duncan, you've got 3 games.
Mhm.
Are you eating Chick-fil-A all 3 games?
Oh, we did. We did in fact eat Chick-fil-A all 3 games. In the mornings we did, and I got the same meal every single day.
So are we going Tuesday, Thursday, Friday Chick-fil-A for lunch? Same meal?
Yeah, I could get Chick-fil-A every single day of the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Are the wraps really that good?
They're so good. You need to try them.
Okay, noted.
I've had up to 90,000 Chick-fil-A points, by the way.
Oh, that's absurd. I spend mine.
I do too. I've
run
got
out
a
of money.
secret, but I can't say it on air, so I'm done.
All right.
Just leave us on a cliffhanger like that, I guess.
I'll show you, but I can't show the camera.
Okay, we'll get in a break. All right, well, we've got to run out of time here. So, ladies, anything else you'd like to say for the people watching, for Coach Saylor?
Thank you for allowing us to come and talk to you guys today. 67.
Oh my God.
67.
I don't think I've ever gotten above like silver in Chick-fil-A, that membership point, by the way. How'd you get?
I can't. It's a secret.
Never mind. All right, we're going to break. We got to get out of here.
A Taco Bueno.
Yeah, we got to do the ad read, the promo. Thank y'all again.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks. Well, that was that segment. We're going to have Coach Saylor on next, so stick around here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk and Live 365. We're on there as well. We are live from Smoothie King down here on Southwest 3rd Street, 5921 Southwest 3rd Street to be exact. Use the app, go to the website. They do accept contactless payments. Their menu sees things like the Get Fit smoothies, the Be Well smoothies, the Feel Energized smoothies, or just smoothies if you want to enjoy a treat. Those are my go-tos. And Taco Bueno supplied the food tonight. Guess what? The tamales are back at Taco Bueno. You can get them on a 3-pack, by the dozen, a whole platter, whatever you want. Chicken and pork tamales, a 12-pack, $23.99. Again, that's for both. Thanks to Taco Bueno, 7104 Northwest Expressway, for supplying the food. We will be back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Coach Saylor on next.
Your home and your car are more than just things. They're where you make your memories, and they deserve the right protection. At Blake Nightingale State Farm Insurance, well, he gets it, and that's why he's there. For your home, life insurance, car, and more, call Blake Nightingale, 405-728-1313. Blake Nightingale State Farm Insurance, 7304 Northwest Expressway. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there. State Farm Insurance.
Step up to the next level at Coyote Pond, home of the $20 FFL transfer. Coyote Pond at 5804 Northwest 63rd and MacArthur makes the difference in customer service with a selection of just about everything with top dollar loans and rock bottom prices. Locally owned and operated, Coyote Pond is the destination headquarters for Bethany, Yukon, and Oklahoma City, and the home of the $20 FFL transfers. Call 405-470-7999 or go to coyotepond.com. That's 405-470-7999 and coyotepond.com.
Tanko Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing is a commercial and industrial contractor. They offer end-to-end client experience that includes seamless communication, budgeting, staffing, on-site organization, and it's solid quality handiwork every time. The past projects include both new construction and repairs and restoration. Occupied and fully operational job sites are never a problem. They can also plan, manage, and build multi-phase jobs. We are a turnkey plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and mechanical contractor. Tanko Company, give them a call at 405-255-7804. Again, that's 405-255-7804. Tanko.
And we welcome you back here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. Coming into our new segment live from Smoothie King down here, 5921 Southwest 3rd Street. Call 405-603-6992 to get a hold of Smoothie King. You can order ahead and earn rewards with the Smoothie King app, but if you stop by, they're open until 8 on Sundays, 9 on Mondays and Fridays, and 9 again on Saturday. Thanks so much to Smoothie King. And, of course, Taco Bueno supplied the food today. We got the whole lot of box, half and half, burritos and tacos with some chips in there as well. One of the best items on the menu, in my opinion, but Taco Bueno, under new management, they're having a resurgence. We are happy to get to work with them. 7104 Northwest Expressway.
I'm never mad at a party burrito. That is the way to go.
They are pretty good.
I love a party burrito. Oh, the whole lot of box is perfect because the party stuff is where it's at. The party tacos, party burritos, so good. Also, I met the inventor of the Mexi Dips and Chips. What is that called? I think they just call it Mexi Dips and Chips. But I met the inventor out of Tulsa who came up with that, and Taco Bueno went with it. And
really?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's big time, but
wow.
Yeah.
You get his autograph, like a picture? Or?
I'm sure I've got a picture.
Nice. A little bit of John Hickman lore for all the listeners right there.
That was such a fun fact. I'm sure everyone is enthralled.
All right, on this segment, we're bringing on the head women's basketball coach, Coach Saylor, again to this show. Coach, thank you for joining us. Turned down. Are we turned down on the things?
He was.
Okay,
like it,
we're good.
It should be good.
Working now?
There.
All right, there it is.
Thanks for having us out.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. So, obviously, we're going to probably start off asking a lot of similar questions that we just had to the girls. But as a coach, from your perspective, tell us about your trip down to Duncan, like having to corral everybody, get everything set and going. What was that like for you?
Right. Well, first of all, when you're looking to build your schedule, you want to pick some tournaments where you're going to have some 4A opponents, because ultimately you're trying to improve your rankings on the OSSA rankings by finding other 4A schools that you might not be in your conference or you might not see them all the time. And so, when we sat down and started looking at our schedule this year, we knew we wanted to play some teams that were, from the southwest part of Oklahoma, maybe, see some of those schools that we don't see normally. And then we also wanted to go up to the northeast part of Oklahoma so we can play some of those 4A schools up there, because we want to earn their vote, basically, and help us in our rankings. So that's why we kind of chose the Duncan area. We knew we wanted to go down there somewhere, and so we started calling around trying to find out, who are the teams in your tournament. And so that's one of the reasons why we chose Duncan this year, because we hadn't been going to Duncan before. And I've been there a lot in the past with other sports, and I knew it was a good community, and I figured, it's not too far to go, but, it's far enough that you can get away from the city and get away from some of those common opponents that you play a lot. So that was kind of the reasoning why we chose Duncan.
Okay, I had been wondering about that.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of playing higher classifications. It really does stay all in 4A?
Yeah, does it help to play a 6A school or a 5A school?
I guess it's a little different than football, right?
Yeah, it helps, but, ultimately they don't have a vote. So you want to try to kind of stick with those tournaments where you're going to see a lot of 4A schools, just because that helps you. yeah, it's good to go, push yourself and play some of those 6A and 5A schools if you can. Uh, but really, you're searching for those tournaments that have the 4A schools in them.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, what were some of the other tournaments you were looking at if it wasn't going to be Duncan?
Well, we were looking at the Chickasha tournament because it was newly formed. That was another one. The CCS tournament is something that we've gone to in the past. They've got some 3A schools in it, and then CCS kind of bounces back and forth from 3A to 4A. So that was another tournament that kind of plays that weekend that we were kind of eyeing, and we finally one of our the former coach at Duncan, who has left and he went back to Weatherford. He called me and said, "Hey, we got an opening. Would you want to come?" And I said, "Sure." And so that's kind of how that all got started.
So last week we had Kingfisher, and then we had a Thursday tournament game, Friday tournament game, Saturday tournament. Then we come around and we've got a game tomorrow. We got a game Thursday and Friday. So just 2 weeks just crammed full of games. Was choosing that tournament just kind of like, hey, this is where it's going to fall and we're going to tough it out? Or is there any intention about like, hey, let's just get a bunch of games in here before break?
Last year, the OSSA said, okay, we're going to add more games to your schedule, allow you more opportunities to go play. And so with that being said, we knew that we wanted to stick with 3 tournaments. But then we also are trying to figure out, okay, who are some teams, once again, that we can go out and find, maybe not our common opponent, not a Tuttle or somebody who's in our conference. And so then you start to try to form and try to figure out, okay, normally you play on Tuesdays and Fridays. Well, eventually their Tuesday and Friday schedule is full. Our Tuesday and Friday schedule is full, but we still need to find games. So then you start finding those dates where you play on a Thursday, or you might play on a Saturday, or at the end of the season you might play on a Monday, just so that you can fill your schedule. And that's something that you just kind of have to start putting it together, and it's usually a year in advance that you're looking for. We've already kind of set some of our schedules for next year already. It's not complete, but we've started working towards that. And so you don't want to wait too long, because if you wait too long, then everybody's schedule is full and then you're kind of stuck. So you kind of have to look at it a year ahead of time and figure out, all right, here's our tournaments. This is what we want to do. Who we're going to play non-conference wise, that type of thing.
We got a lot to get to about the tournament itself, but before we talk about the championship game, you were able to take the JV team, get them some experience in this tournament as well. I, as a parent and an outsider, an observer of the program, know how your fingerprints are a part of this whole program from 6th grade on up, and maybe even earlier than that. There's a lot on your plate. Tell the people just about your role and how much time that takes to kind of oversee the whole program.
Well, the funny thing is it starts early in the morning. About 6:45, 6:30 is when I'm getting at school. And we have our middle school practices. And I conduct those practices. We try to implement our system, what we want to do defensively, what we want to do offensively. This year we were allowed 6th graders to come out. So we have 6th graders out there with 7th and 8th graders in the morning. Then after middle school practice is over, then, I have elementary PE. So I get to see those, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th graders and, develop those relationships and see, who's got those skills and those talents that, maybe they would be a good post player, or maybe that girl could play a really good defender, and start to kind of, follow them as they get older. And then, by the time that they're middle school, hopefully they're playing middle school basketball. And then, when 7th hour hits, then we move on down to the high school gym, and that's when we start our high school practices. So there's a lot that goes involved, and Bethany's a special place because you, as a coach, you have the ability to work with kindergarten through 12th grade. When I was at UConn and at Edmond Memorial, we didn't have those opportunities. At Edmond Memorial, I worked with sophomores, juniors, and seniors. That's it. And then in the summertime, you'd have camps and such, but during the school year, no. And then at UConn, I worked with the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. But the freshmen, I didn't even get to practice with them because I had a different schedule than what they were going through, and so coming to Bethany, definitely you have as a coach, you have the ability to put your hands on things and to implement the things that you want to see, and just to try to build it from the ground floor up. And this is my 9th year to be here, and I feel like over that 9-year period, the program has changed for the better. And so that's just something that I continue to want to invest in our girls and in our program to help us to be one of the better teams in the state.
Luke, what I get out of that is he needs to hurry up to go to bed.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't even lie. I was thinking the exact same thing. Man, that's what, 12-hour workday?
I mean, it's long days, but it's when you're passionate about what you do, it's something that you want to invest in, and I'm checking in right now with the middle school because they were playing down in Blanchard, the 7th grade is, and then the 8th grade has a game after that. So, we're always kind of talking and figuring out, okay, what did we do well? What do we need to work on? Okay, what are some drills that we can do to implement in practices to get better at that scenario or situation? And just trying to figure out different ways to attack different things.
I don't know if we've asked this before, but what is your favorite drill to put them through? I feel like I might have asked this before, but I'm not sure.
Well, I love zigzag layups because in zigzag layups, it's a timed drill. It's full court. You're running. They're sprinting. They've got to move the ball from teammate to teammate and get layups. And that's probably one of my all-time favorite drills. We put 2.5 minutes on the clock, and we have a goal. In the big gym, we're trying to get 85 makes. And with that 2.5 minute time period, and if they're really truly sprinting and they're focusing in on making their layups, 85 might be our goal. When they're getting up, an opportunity to score maybe 90. So there's not a lot of room for error. You can get a couple of misses here or there, and then you're not going to make your goal. And so they know that, and it puts lots of pressure on them. And being able to advance the ball up the floor quickly and make good passes, lead your pass, be able to catch the ball and be able to transition that ball to another person. That's one of my favorite all-time drills, is zigzag layups.
A lot's happened since we last talked. We went to Kingfisher, really first road test, didn't come away with the victory there. After the game, what was the thing that you kind of learned about the team that, hey, this is how we can get better moving forward, and which obviously we did, but specifically the Kingfisher game?
Yeah. We knew that going to Kingfisher was going to be a really tough test. They've got a good quality program. They've got some good seniors on their team that are good leaders, that they've had success in the past. And we knew that was going to be a tough game. And us being who we are, being new, we have lots of role players that have been role players in the past. Now they're the primary players. And so there's a lot of growth and a lot of learning that goes on in the year. And I think that was, even though we took the loss, I feel like, that was an opportunity for us to learn from our mistakes and, to see how, at times we didn't take good care of the basketball. And offensively, we kind of rushed some things. Hopefully we can learn from that and move forward. And, at times we do really well, and at times we really struggle. And so just trying to find that happy median, but going back to Kingfisher, they've got some really good shooters, and we talked about some things that we needed to do defensively to get out and contest those shots. And for most part of the game, we didn't. We weren't able to get out on and contest those, and they were able to hit those open shots, and that kind of led to us getting down quickly, and so didn't have the opportunity to go back and try to compete and keep that game close. Was a detriment for us to not being able to get out and close out on those things.
Did you see that learning and growth in this tournament, not just because you won it, but with the individual performances?
Yeah, there are opportunities that we had this weekend where I felt like, at certain times we played really well. And, Saturday morning when we had that opportunity to go against Elgin early on, we kind of, fell back into those same mistakes where, not taking care of the ball, turning the ball over, not being where we were supposed to be defensively. And, I was really glad that we won that game. And I told the girls after the game was over, I would much rather go through a game like this than beat somebody by 30 or 40, because I feel like we learned as we've developed, getting down by 9 at half and then being able to come back and pull it out in that third and fourth quarter, like you said earlier, by making some free throws and by, taking better care of the ball and by, moving the ball well. Those are the things that we really grew and developed as a team. And so hopefully we can build on that as we go forward and, have that, something that we can put in our belt for later. We can take care of the ball. Yes, we have the ability to, be able to possess the ball and to run offense and to take time off the clock if we need to do that as well.
I like it.
Yeah, what growth are you seeing in Regier? I feel like early her rhythm or timing just a little bit off, whether on a shot just a little bit long or just the ball just not dropping for her. And then, gosh, it seems to really come on, especially in the championship game. And she seems to be really flourishing in her role because she's going to be needed down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely. When teams start to scout us and they start to see, our strengths, they're going to double team and triple team her, and we talk about this a lot, being able to read the defenders. Okay. If they are collapsing, if they are coming into the paint, then we need to be able to find the open girl. If somebody's doubling you, that means somebody is open, and it's her job to be able to distribute the ball once that ball does come in.
Yeah, and her size, that really helps too.
Yeah, and she's a tremendous passer. She's got that size and that strength to be able to move the ball. Sometimes she might overhandle the ball a little bit and might turn it over here or there, but that's something that definitely we need to continue to build on. And I felt like as the game went along, she was able to do that. She was able to distribute the ball and find those open girls. I know McKnight hit some big threes, and Reese hit a big three for us as well, when they were collapsing.
Yeah, I thought killing time too, how you passed the ball around at the end. The girls finished that game really well. Finish this sentence for us, Coach. If the Lady Broncos are to go 3-0 this week, that means they did what?
That means that we took care of the ball. Our goal going into a varsity game is fewer than 15 turnovers. When we played against Kingfisher, I think we had 29, and it showed on the score. And the very next time we played, it came down lower. Now we're into the teens, and so I think we had 11 on Friday. But that's our goal. We got to make sure that we are putting the importance on taking care of the basketball every game, and every possession is super important because you can't score the ball if you don't have the ball. And so that's something that we continue to preach and practice, making good passes, meeting your pass, making a perfect pass, passing it straight to their target where they need it to be able to score or distribute the ball.
All right. Well, we kind of run out of time here. It's already 7:30, so we don't want to keep you too much longer.
He's got to get to bed. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. But I think just the last thing I would like to ask you is from, again, your perspective as a coach, having both teams down there in Duncan, getting to see everybody kind of playing at the same time. And you had Harris was playing well, Calderon was playing well, Bibbs played well, all these different players on both teams stepping up. How much pride does that give you as the head coach of the program?
Yeah, definitely. When we see our girls go out and have success, that fills our heart. We love it when we see those girls out there enjoying it, having fun, playing well, because that tells us that we're in a good spot. Having the JV there, is really beneficial for us because they could be at the tournament sitting up in the stands watching the varsity play, but are they really truly getting better? But those are opportunities that they had this weekend to improve their game, to build their knowledge of the game. And I felt like, being in that competition for 3 straight days, really showed on Saturday, how they could handle the ball, what they could do offensively, what they could do defensively. And that led to success that they had on Saturday. And we were super excited about that win as well. Just seeing them out there having a good time and enjoying each other and learning more about the game of basketball. There was things that I thought the JV did better than the varsity this weekend, and I told them that today in practice. I felt like their offensive sets and their motion was really good in that game on Saturday, and I was like, I wish our varsity could move the ball like that, the way that you guys did and found open shots. So it definitely is, beneficial to have both those teams playing at that tournament. Rumor on the street is that there's going to be another opportunity in January for us to have a JV game, a JV team, and a varsity team in a tournament as well. So we'll kind of keep our eyes peeled for that.
That's great because there's not a lot of JV girl teams out there, so
Yeah.
them getting some games in these tournaments is a big
Yes,
deal.
That's right. And I'm an old JV coach, for 10 years at Edmond Memorial. That's what I did. And I feel like in order for your varsity program to be successful, it spilled through the JV ranks.
I did see Coach Taylor drop a 3 for London Jaggers in the JV game, and then Coach Colson kind of just did the same thing. And they're all high-fiving each other. It was a special moment.
That's awesome. I was about to try and point out some JV players, but we could go through the whole list and name them off. But yeah, we're super stoked to see London Jaggers come up through the ranks and see the Bibbs Twins come up through the ranks. And that JV team looks like it's going to be something special in the future.
Yeah, we're excited about them for sure.
All right. Well, John, do you have anything left here?
Yeah, nope, I don't. I had a great time.
All right, I did too. Coach, anything else you'd like to say?
I got to give a shout out to my grandson, Hudson. He's 5 months old. And so I'm a grandpa finally. So super excited about that.
That's awesome.
Future basketball player right
That's
there.
right.
You call him Huddy?
Don't know yet.
I like Huddy.
Huddle.
Shout out to Huddy.
All right, Coach. Thank you again for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
So, and to everybody who has been tuned in on the Gospel Station Facebook and on Live 365, we want to send y'all a massive thank you as well. It's another great show to kick off our week of Bethany High School athletics. Tune in for the home game tomorrow. Again, tip is at 6:30 p.m. for this women's team, and we're looking for a 3-win week for the girls this week. So, one more time, Smoothie King at 5921 Southwest 3rd Street has been our venue for the day. Stop by until 8 p.m. on Sunday and 9 p.m. Monday and Friday, as well as Saturday. And use the app, hit the website, locations.smoothieking.com to find one closest to you. Feel energized, smoothie bowls, power eats. They've got a bunch of different stuff on their menu, and it's all very, very good. And speaking of very, very good menus, Taco Bueno as well. The tamales are back at Taco Bueno, as are the cheesecake chimneys that we talk about every time.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at that picture. It looks so good. Hold on, watch this. I can do this. Y'all can see that right there. Yes, sir. Raspberry and chocolate dipping sauces on the cheesecake chimneys at Taco Bueno. We can't thank them enough. 7104 Northwest Expressway, back north of here. Thank you to Taco Bueno. Well, that does it, folks. This has been another episode of the Bethany Broncos Coaches Show here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. From Luke Young, John Hickman, we're signing off. Thank you one more time to Coach Taylor in women's basketball.